you go, Emmy. Hello, how are you? So how is everybody on this lovely Easter, Passover, and isn't it also Ramadan? Yes. So you got a lot of different spiritual traditions converging today with holidays, spiritual holidays. So whatever you're celebrating, you know what? Why don't you go up? Why don't you go up a little bit? So if anybody comes in or out, we're not like blocking the door. I always like, and yes, that would be terrific. Yeah, and our Domingo, you could even move over if you wanted a little bit toward the wall, and either make a. If you wanted to go there, if you wanted more space and you went on that bump. Let's start out with a little bit of a warm up. So come onto your hands and knees. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes under, push your seat back to your heels and lift your knees up. Come into downward facing dog. And as you come into downward dog, take a moment. You can pedal out your feet a little bit. It's still kind of cool. But try to connect that to your Ujjayi pranayama, so you're just not like you're in a, don't be like you're in a soul cycle class. Match the breath and the movement. So let's set a metronome for your breath. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. So inhale, slowly start to bend your right knee, 3, 4. Then inhale, extend your right leg. Then exhale, 3, 4, bend your left knee. Then inhale, extend, 3, 4, and then match the movement with the breath. So a little bit slower, right? The time, slow or fast, you want to tap into time. Time is not always speeding by you. Then try to find stillness in the body, so you're not pedaling out the feet anymore. If you don't want assist today or you don't want lotions, please raise a leg and down dog split. I won't touch you. Thank you very much. And continue with your deep Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale, engage Mula Bandha, lift up at the pelvic floor. Now you're going to keep that lift through the whole practice. On the inhale, come forward to a plank, and exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes under, seat back onto the heels, then lift the knees up, downward facing dog. Good. Let's do that again. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra, keep the elbows bent. Exhale, tuck the toes under, seat back onto the heels, lift the knees up, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Good. On the inhale, soften the knees. Slowly walk the feet toward the hands. Keep your feet about 6 to 8 inches behind your hands. Now, if your hands are lifting off the ground and you're on your fingertips or you're bending your knees, put blocks underneath your hands. Put blocks underneath your hands. No, if you're like trying to struggle to get your hands on the ground and you're bending your knees, if you're bending your knees, there's nothing happening in your hamstring. You can raise your blocks up to whatever setting you need to put equal weight through your hands and your feet. You know, like life is so hard. You don't have to make it any harder. You know, the props are there to make it easier for you, right? And make it more convenient. Make it more available to you. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Then just soften your knees. Heel toe your feet out as wide as your mat. And your heels are going to be on your mat. Your toes are going to be on the floor. Come to a squat. You can sit on a block for this. That's no problem. Bring your hands together in prayer. Press out with your forearms, squeezing in with your knees. Yogi squat. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Then inhale, place the hands on the floor, and exhale, come sit down. And extend your legs straight out in front of you. On your inhale, bend your right knee into your chest. Give your right knee a hug. And then step your right foot on the outside of your left knee. You don't have to go any higher. It's still just a warm-up, right? And then flex your left foot. Pull your toes back towards you. Lift your left arm up alongside your left ear. And then exhale, twist over to the right. Bring your right hand behind you in line with your sacrum and look in the mirrors behind you. And so you really want to pull your left toes back. Left leg's active. It's not actually trying to lengthen. It's contracting, so there's something happening in the hamstring. Feel the difference? She was like, oh my God. Yeah. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then inhale, come back to center. And exhale, counter twist, but keep the shoulders over the hips as you twist. Don't fold. Then inhale, come back to center and extend your right leg. Then bend your left knee into your chest. Put your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Pull your right toes back. Lift your right arm up alongside your right ear. And then twist over to the left. Left hand's going to come behind you. Like I said, right foot's active. Exhale, 1. It's not relaxing. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, counter twist over to the right. Then come center and exhale, extend the left leg. Little tabletop. Bend both the knees. Place the heels where the knees were. Feet about hips width distance apart, about 2 fists or the length of a block. Then bring the hands behind you 6 to 8 inches with your fingers pointing toward the windows. Bring your chin into your chest. Lift the hips up. If the knees disappear, let the head go back. What you're trying to achieve is cranial to sacral alignment. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down. And you can set on a couple of blankets. You can set on a couple of blocks. You can come set in Virasana. You can come sit in Lotus. You can come sit in Sukhasana. You can come sit in a royal seat, which is the feet together and the knees out to the side. That's a good one. We don't teach that one much. That one's probably one of the oldest asanas and images. We're going to chant today, and we're going to chant from page 39 and 40. We're going to chant 2 Yoga Sutras. We're going to chant 1.1, and we're going to chant 1.13. So, 3 ohms. Page 39, 1.1, the first sutra of the Yoga Sutras, okay? So we'll do this as a call and response. Atha, Atha, Yoga, Yoga, Nushasanam, Nushasanam, Atha Yoga, Nushasanam, Atha Yoga, Nushasanam, Atha Yoga, Nushasanam, Atha Yoga, Nushasanam. One time together. Atha Yoga, Nushasanam. Good. Now turn over to page 40. We're going to chant 113. Tara, Tara, Shito, Shito, Yatna, Yatna, Abhyasya, Abhyasya, Tara, Shito, Yatna, Abhyasya, Tara, Shito, Yatna, Abhyasya. Together. Tara, Shito, Yatna, Abhyasya. Om. So in this exploration of the month, we're looking at the first Yoga Sutra, Atha Yoga Nushasanam. Atha means now. Yoga, union with this higher self. A Nushasanam is a series of rules that's been observed, right? But you can only understand them in the present moment, in the now, right? And one of the things that's very interesting about time, like when I came into the room, I said, Happy Easter, Happy Passover, Happy Ramadan, is that every spiritual practice that you can think of from the past, doesn't matter what it is, they are obsessed with time. Obsessed with time. Our ancient ancestors were obsessed with time. They were obsessed with it in this atha, the moment, the smallest increment, but then they were obsessed with time on this huge cosmic scale. Like that, you know, I'm going to actually spend hours and hours observing the stars, mapping the stars, understanding the changes of the seasons, build buildings aligned with the spring, summer, winter equinoxes so that we can mark time and celebrate time. Has anybody ever wondered why Easter, Passover, and Ramadan are not set on a calendar? Like it changes every year. It changes because the giant clock called the universe also changes. And so we adjust it so that we're in sync with the rising and setting sun and the spring equinoxes, right? So our ancestors were obsessed with time, obsessed with it. Now, what's happened in the modern spiritual practice is because we've become so technologically advanced, we actually think we're above and beyond time, right? We all have clocks, we all have watches, we all have iPhones that keep time for us, and we don't have to observe time anymore. Time's being kept for us by devices, and now I'm above and beyond time. I don't have to be held to the restrictions of time. So what you get is you get this in New Age practices, and when I say New Age, I mean there's this kind of blending of different traditions from all over the world. The yoga community is the worst about it, right? We are always blending different traditions and trying to like combine them into one and say they're all one. But then we add our own spin to it, right? So you have New Age practitioners who are always late, but then want to celebrate every new full moon that comes along. Or they want to celebrate every equinox that comes along, but they have no real concept of time. They have a modern sense of time that they're not actually have to adhere to the law of time. So Patanjali, after he tells you now is this time for yoga, and I'm going to give you these practices, he then goes on to say in 113, the practice is the effort of remaining in the present moment. The practice itself is understanding the atta, is understanding time itself. The vinyasa practice is nothing more than an understanding of time and movement. Sun salutations are nothing more than understanding of the cycles of the sun, rising and setting. All of our spiritual practices are based upon the understanding of time and dissecting time and getting to know time on a very tiny level. Why? Because the universe itself is a giant clock. It's a giant timepiece. It's the divine's timepiece. And yoga is becoming one with that big mechanism called the universe. That's kind of cosmic. So today, in your practice, think about time. Think about how the class has a beginning, a middle, an end. And then tomorrow will be a new practice. Fold up your chant books. Let's pass them down to this end of the room. I'll come by and pick them up on that side of the room. And let's all set up nice and tall. And take a moment, close the eyes. We're going to practice a little Kapalabhati, a little breath awareness. So setting up nice and tall. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale everything out through the nose. Now inhale halfway to a comfortable level and start making short exhales on my clap. The abdomen is pumping, the shoulders are soft, the face is soft. You're giving more than you're used to receiving. You're moving energy upward, and you're heating up the body. You're also cleaning out the body. This is a kriya, not a pranayama. And then start to slow it down, and then exhale everything out all the way to the bottom. Lift up at the pelvic floor, pull the navel in, bring the chin to meet the chest, hold the exhale out. Mahabandha. Keep Mahabandha. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift the chin, relax the two bandhas. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale everything out through the nose. Inhale halfway to a comfortable level and start with the second round faster. Making short exhales on my clap. Here again, you're moving energy upward. You're waking up the body. It's like springs awakening. And then slow that Down again. Engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jaradanda Bandha, Maha Bandha. Keep the Bandha, keep the exhale out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release Jaradanda Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Reconnect to your Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Re-engage Mula Bandha. On the exhale, keep that lift. Open the eyes, come stand up at the front of your mat into Dasana, mountain seat. Big toes and heels touch. Tailbone moves toward pubic bone. Gaze is at the horizon. Bring the hands together in prayer and set an intention for the practice today. Maybe that idea of understanding the divine mechanism of the universe, this timepiece that we live in, and being better and more aware of that atta. And then exhale everything out. Hands by the side to Dasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, hook the thumbs in front of you, raise the arms up alongside the ears and arch back. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms behind the back, clasp hands together in a fist, straighten arms and legs. Inhale, bend knees, place hands down next to feet, step the right foot back into a lunge, look forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Inhale, come forward to a plank, look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows 2 inches, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, look at the ceiling. Exhale, downward facing dog, look at the navel. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat back onto heels, lift knees up, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lightly step the right foot forward. Exhale, left foot meets right and fold over legs. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, stand up, straighten legs, arch back. Exhale, bend knees, sweep arms behind back, clasp hands together in a fist, straighten. Inhale, bend knees, place hands down next to feet, step left foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to the heels, lift knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step left foot forward. Exhale, right foot meets left and fold. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, stand up, straighten legs, arch back. Exhale, hands by the side to Dasana. Again, inhale, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back, feet together. Exhale, bend knees, sweep arms behind back, clasp hands together in a fist, straighten. Inhale, bend knees, place hands down next to feet, step right foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to heels, lift knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step right foot forward. Exhale, left foot meets right and fold. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, arch back. Exhale, bend knees, sweep arms behind back, clasp hands together in a fist, straighten. Inhale, bend knees, place hands down next to feet, step left foot back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to heels, lift knees up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step left foot forward. Exhale, right foot meets left and fold. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, hands by the side to Dasana. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, place the hands on the earth or blocks. Extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now watch about mixing Chaturanga and up dog. They're two separate things. On the inhale, step the left foot forward, right heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga. Don't blend it into up dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Exhale, stand up to Tadasana. Again, inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Exhale, put the hands on the earth, extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardhva Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, warrior 1. One breath. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Don't rush upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Everybody's doing that. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel down, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. You're not rushing into up dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. They're two different things. They're two different moments in time. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, warrior 1. I'm sorry, I'm meant left. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Exhale, come stand up to Tadasana, mountain seat. Step the feet about hips width distance apart, the inner measurement of your hips. Then bring your hands to your hips, then bring your thumbs all the way to meet in the back of your sacrum. Your elbows are now going to be pointing to the mirrored wall behind you. Hands on your sacrum, elbows pointing to the mirrored wall behind you. Inhale, lift up and arch back. Move your pelvis forward, coming into a back bend. Now exhale, fold forward and bend your knees. Slide your index finger and your middle finger between your big toe and your second toe, holding onto your big toe in what's called yogi toe lock. Then place your thumb right on your big toenail. Now inhale, lift the head and chest and extend your legs. If you have tight hamstrings, please try to straighten those legs. Then exhale, fold forward, bend your elbows out to the side and breathe into your back. If you have tight hamstrings, bending your knees all the time is not going to help your hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, 1. The only thing that's going to help your hamstrings is an extension through your post-anterior chain. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, soften the knees. Put a little bend in the knees. Release your toes. Lift the front of your feet up. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Bring your toes all the way onto the wrist crease. Then lift your head and chest, look up at the windows, and shift weight forward into the front of your foot. Lift your sit bones up. You're straightening your legs now. Now exhale, fold forward and bend your elbows out to the side, lifting the sit bones up. Breathe into the back. Inhale, let the head be heavy. Exhale, 1. Let the back of the neck be long. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now bend the knees a little bit. Remove your hands out from underneath your feet. Then bring your hands to the waist, elbows pointing up toward the ceiling. Now with straight legs, not bent knees, like a deadlift. On the inhale, come, stand up and arch back, not with bent knees, please. And then exhale, come back to center, step or jump the feet together, big toes and heels touch, Tadasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair. Now listen to the call. Keep your knees bent, put your hands on the earth, then extend your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your head and chest, prepare. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, step the right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open arms and hips, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend your right leg. Exhale, reach forward toward the windows. Place the right hand on the right shin. Lift the left arm up. Gaze at the left thumb. Triangle Trikonasana. Now imagine that you're being pressed between two panes of glass. So you're not leaning to the right. Inhale. Exhale, 1 R to the left. You're right in the middle, in the Atta. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Straight up. Inhale. Notice how you're kind of going toward those mirrors. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, come all the way up to stand. Then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior 2. As you bend the right knee, keep the shoulders over the hips, right in the center, in the Atta. So you're not trying to lean toward the windows, kind of surfing, nor are you kind of leaning back. This foot's a little on an angle. Exhale, 1. It's not turning out. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Press here. Exhale, 4. Tuck here. Don't stick out. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. On your inhale, extend your right leg. Don't turn that out. Turn it forward. Exhale, bend the right knee. Place the right hand outside your right foot. Left arm reaches toward the windows, looking into your left palm, extended angle. Use a block for this. So if you have a tendency to have tight hip flexors, the idea is that you're moving your knee over to the right, not the left. You're lifting up through the back of your left hip point, and you're extending your left arm toward the windows. So that extension from your left heel to your left fingertips is the extended angle. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. On your inhale, gently place your left hand down. Now, pick up the heel of your left foot. So you're on the ball of your left foot. You just close your left hip. Inhale, extend your right leg. Straighten your right leg. Move your left foot forward until your left heel's on the ground. So your back foot's going to come in. And see, it's funny because now I want you to not turn it out on an angle, and you want to turn it out on an angle, see? So now bring this foot forward a little more till your heel's down. Then lift your head and chest. If your knee is bent, you're going to use those blocks. And then exhale, fold forward over your extended leg. Keep pulling your right hip back. Here again, this is a hamstring stretch. So if you bend your right knee, ain't nothing happening in your hamstring. Exhale, 1. Imagine that you're pulling energy up the front of your right leg, and then exhale, send it through the back of your left thigh so that there is an extension of the legs instead of bending knees. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now on your inhale, lift your head and chest up. Exhale, bend your right knee. Now bend your right knee. Move your hands forward about 6 inches. You can also move your blocks forward. Put more weight into your right foot and hands. On your inhale, lift your left foot off the floor. Good. Now as you lift your left foot off the floor, notice what your left hip is doing. I want you to bend your left knee and bring your left knee to your right. Right knee and left knee together. And I want you to look at your big toe of your left foot. Now imagine that you can put your footprint of the left foot on my mirror behind me. Extend your left leg out, putting your footprint on the mirror without turning your foot out to the side. But Emmy, notice that your foot is on my ceiling, and notice that your left foot is turning out. It's not turning down anymore. So you have to drop this hip. Then exhale, fold forward over your right leg. You have a closed hip. You should be able to look at your left big toe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, drop that hip, Emmy. Exhale, 2. Dorsal flex this foot. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, lift your head and chest and walk your hands forward so that your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrist are all in line with each other. Now blocks are super good for this. I like blocks for this. Raise your blocks on the highest setting. And sometimes if those blocks are behind you, that means you're not in that atta because something's behind you or in front of you, right? Then come onto your fingertips. Now for many of you, that's where you might stay. It's okay, but notice how your back is starting to activate. If you can, reach your arms alongside your body and reach your arms back toward the mirrors behind you. Coming into Warrior 3, or to stay with your fingertips on the blocks. That's perfectly fine. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now on your inhale, gently place your hands down. Exhale, soften your right knee. Inhale, step your left foot back into a long lunge where it came from. Exhale, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. All right, good for you. On the inhale, step the left foot forward, right heel down, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open arms and hips, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, extend your left leg. Exhale, reach forward to the left with a straight left leg, left hand on left shin, right arm raises up. And here again, imagine that you're being pressed between the pages of a book or 2 panes of glass. Inhale. Exhale, 1. You're not leaning to the right or the left. Exhale, 2. You're right in the middle in the atta. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, lift all the way up to stand. Then exhale, bend your left knee, Warrior 2. The shoulders are over the hips. The left knee is moving a little to the left. If your left knee is moving to the right, that means you're sticking your tailbone out. So you're going to lengthen your tailbone down. Don't lean forward or back. And that way you can move the hip flexor. Do you see? It's all here. It's not here. Look here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, extend your left leg 1 breath. Then exhale, rebend your left knee. Place your left hand outside your left foot on a block. I like a block. Move your left knee toward your left arm. Don't move it toward the right. Then extend your right arm toward the windows, looking into your right palm and lifting your right shoulder up a little bit. I think a block would be advisable. You're going to hate your thumb when you get about 10 years from now. You're going to be like, my thumb hurts. Exhale, 3. Don't use your thumb like a kickstand. Your thumb isn't a weight-bearing joint. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good on your inhale. Now place your right hand down. Come onto the ball of your right foot. Pick your right heel up. You closed your right hip when you did that. When you came onto the ball of your right foot. Extend your left leg. Move your back foot forward and keep your hip closed. You went from an open hip to a closed hip. Now inhale, lift your head and chest. Pull your right hip crease back. And then exhale, fold forward over your extended left leg. Inhale. Exhale, push through the back of the right thigh. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now on your inhale, lift your head and chest up. Now bend your left knee. Take your blocks, move your blocks forward about 6 to 8 inches so that your shoulders, your elbows, and wrists are all in line with each other. Now look forward and put more weight into your left foot. On your inhale, lift your right foot off the floor. Now bend your right knee and bring your right knee next to the left. Tanika, bend your right knee, bring your right knee next to the left, and get your knees to touch. Look at your right big toe. Now, think about putting your right footprint on my mirror behind me. Extend your leg back out toward the mirror. You should still have a closed hip. Then exhale, fold forward over your extended left leg. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, lift your head and chest. Walk your hands forward again so that the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists are all in line with each other. Now, you can come onto the highest setting of your blocks. I think that helps. Then once you're on your highest setting, come onto your fingertips. Notice how that makes your scapula come toward the center of your back. You can stay here with your fingertips on the block. Or reach your arms alongside your body, coming into Warrior 3, balancing on your left foot. Warrior 3. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Good, everybody. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, gently place the hands down on your blocks. Exhale, bend your left knee. Inhale, step your right foot back into a long lunge where it came from. And then exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Good for you. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, drop down to your knees. All right, drop down to your knees. Place your forearms on the ground and touch opposite elbows with opposite hands. That when you touch opposite elbows with opposite hands, that's a placement for your elbows. Don't move your elbows. Bring your forearms back out in front of you, and your forearms are like railroad tracks. Yeah, they're parallel to each other, right? One isn't in front of the other, or they're not turning out, or they're not collapsing in. Now, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up. Palms are flat on the ground. Palms are going to be flat on the ground. Look at your fingertips. Walk your feet forward. And as you walk your feet forward, your heels are going to lift up like they're in little high heel shoes. Now, it's important where you're looking. Look at your fingertips. Please don't look at your toenails. Look at your fingernails. Push the floor away with you with your forearms and lengthen through the side of your body. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Sometimes this is called dolphin, but it's a setup for forearm stand. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bend your knees, drop your knees to the floor. Come sit in a child's seat for a moment. Reach back. You can even hold on to your ankles. So one of the things I found about being in the Atta in a yoga class is every time a teacher would call forearm stand, I would panic and run to the wall. Do not run to the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not run to the wall today. Just stay in the Atta, stay with the breath, and be in the moment. We're going to practice forearm stand. Place your forearms on the ground, touch opposite elbows again, making sure that your elbows are underneath your shoulders, then put your forearms on the ground. Now, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up. As you lift your knees up, walk your feet forward. Now, the most important thing about forearm stand is that you're looking forward. You're not looking at your feet. Lift your right leg up into the air. Flex your right foot just like you did in Warrior 3. Don't open your hip. It's a closed hip. So your right big toe is pointing down at the ground. You should feel it, not look at it. Bend your left knee, and on your inhale, kick up and stay, or exhale, gently come down with control. Forearms are on the floor. You're not holding your elbows anymore. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. Good, Sally. On your inhale, kick up. Exhale, come down. 2 more times. On your inhale, kick up. Look forward, not back, ladies and gentlemen. Exhale, come down. Inhale, kick up. And then exhale, step back and rest in a child's seat. Ah. Now, I always find that that's really where you have to work to be in the moment. The other stuff's easy. This thing is hard. All right, but God is so gracious to us, He gives us a right and left side. So now you got to do it on the left. So place your forearms on the ground. Here again, tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up. Walk your feet forward so that your shoulders and elbows are in line with each other. Now lift your left leg into the air. Everybody's already gone into the future. I haven't told anybody to jump or lift or anything. Lift your left leg into the air. Notice if you're turning your left foot out, opening the hip. Close the foot. Close the hip. Then bend your right knee, and on your inhale, come up. That was the first time I called come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Come up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale, come up. And exhale, gently step back. Come into a child's seat. Good for you. Reach your arms forward. Turn your palms to face upward as if you're trying to catch raindrops. That creates an outward rotation of your shoulder. Now, keep your elbows where they are. Interlace your hands together into a single fist. Make one fist. Then place the top of your head on the floor behind your wrist crease. Then lift your knees up and walk your feet forward so your hips are over your shoulders. Notice I did not say run to the wall. As you walk your feet forward, put more weight into your forearms and shoulders. Now you can stay like this with your feet on the ground, or you can bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest and your heels towards your buttocks. Half headstand. Or lift your knees up, extend your legs, full headstand. But one of those 3 options, either feet on the ground, legs extended, knees into chest, or legs in the air. But you're not hopping up anymore. And you're not opening the hip when you come up, or you're always going to fall over on your back when you open up the hip. Soon as you open the hip, you're going to go spiraling out of control. So there's a lot of spiraling motion happening here. You got to learn to come up and not twist. When you twist, it means that you're excited. It means that you're losing control of being in the moment in time. Right? You're panicking when you twist. So, Tanika, stop bending your knee and stop opening your hip to the side. Step 1. Notice when you're doing that. Good. you're up in headstand, slowly start to come down. Rest in a child seat. See, when you do forearm stand and headstand, it's not as long because like it takes up time, right? We always do 5 minutes of inversions. And that's the other interesting thing about time. Like if I just do headstand, then time, it feels like a lot of time. But if we do a forearm stand, we do the right, the left side, we do a little headstand, then all of a sudden time doesn't seem so long. It seems shorter, more compact. Then reach the arms forward, press into the hands, tuck the toes under, lift the knees up, come into downward facing dog. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Stay in Cobra. Inhale, lift your hands off the floor. Press your toes down. Lift your scapula and your chest by moving your shoulders back toward the center of your back. And cobras only have one tail, I swear to God. Exhale 1, so feet come together. Exhale 2, and then this moves toward each other and that lifts. Exhale 3, inhale, good Irene. Exhale 4, inhale. Exhale 5 and gently come down. So in a lot of traditions, snakes are keepers of time. Interesting. Snakes represent time because they seem like they just live forever and they keep shedding their skin, and ancient people thought that they had mastered time. So you see the serpent in a lot of indigenous peoples' ancient traditions, not as a bad being. That's only Judaism and Christianity and Islam for some reason. Bring the forehead to the earth, bend the knees, reach back, grab the ankles, pull the navel toward the spine. On the inhale, kick the feet into the hands and lift the knees as high as the shoulders. Dhanurasana, bow seat. Exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, exhale 5. Gently come down, release the feet, rock out the hips. Oh my God. Let's do that one again. Bend the knees. Reach back, grab the ankles. On the inhale, kick the feet into the hands and lift up. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down, relax. Bring the hands by the chest, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look toward the windows. Inhale, bring your knees to rest behind your wrist crease and immediately lift your shoulders up, coming into a kneeling position. Shoulders over hips. Yep. And you're not leaning forward. All right. Now, make sure that your knees are hips width distance apart, about 2 fists. Then tuck the toes under so your heels are pointing up toward the ceiling. Then, remember how we did that little Did somebody say something? Oh, maybe it was a dog. Sorry. Bring your thumbs to your sacrum where your elbow is pointing back to the mirror. Bring your chin into your chest. Now, as you lift up, just like Jara Danda Bandha and Uli Anda Bandha, when we did that Maha Bandha, you're going to keep your chin and your chest connected as you arch back. Then put your hands on your heels. Let your head go back last. If your hands don't touch your heels, keep your hands on your back and let your head go back last. Inhale. Exhale 1. We call this rabbit in my tradition. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift up, leading with the shoulders. Good. Then bring your knees together, tops of the feet on the floor, and just sit down on your heels. Bhadrasana. Oh, there you go. We're going to do that one more time. This time you can keep the tops of the feet on the floor. We call that Ustrasana, or camel. So lift your hips up, shoulders over your hips. Tops of the feet on the floor, or toes tucked under, your choice. Knees, hips width distance apart, hands on the sacrum, elbows to the wall behind you. On your inhale, lift up and arch back. Keep your chin into your chest until last. And then start to arch back. Put your hands on the soles of your feet. Let your head go back. Move your pelvis toward the windows. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, lift up, leading with your shoulders. And then bring your knees together. Come sit on your heels again. And just rest. Recapture your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Then lift the hips up. Place the hands on the floor. Step back to a downward facing dog. Yep. Now this is so easy. This is not hard. On your inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Exhale, bring your left knee to the outside of your right foot and sit down. Yeah. Plug both sit bones into the earth. On your inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your left ear, and exhale, twist over to the right. Take your right hand behind you. Good deep twist here. Inhale. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good for you. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, counter twist, shoulders over hips. Don't lean. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, swing your right leg around. Step back, downward facing dog. Just that easy. On your inhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Exhale, right knee to the outside of the left foot. Sit down, Adva Matsyendrasana. On the inhale, lift the right arm up. And then exhale, twist over to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, counter twist. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, swing the left leg around. Step back, downward facing dog. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, through bent elbows, lay down on the abdomen. Roll over onto the back. Bend the knees, tickle the heels with the fingertips, feet hips width distance apart. Parallel. On the inhale, lift the hips, the lower, the middle back. Clasp the hands together in a fist underneath you. Half bridge. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, gently come down, the middle back, the lower back, and the hips. Now, if you wish to stay in this half bridge, please be my guest. You can even put a block underneath your sacrum. If you wish to experience Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow seat, place your hands next to your head, your elbows toward the ceiling, the fingertips toward the shoulders. Press into the hands and the feet and lift your body off the floor, extending your arms. Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow. Inhale. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin into the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. So to help this, it would be if you start to learn how to measure your own body. So one, let's put this block here. That way I'm going to know what my feet are doing. Take your middle finger and touch your heel with the tip of your middle finger. That's where your feet want to be. Okay? When your feet are too far down, then you're kind of struggling to come up. But now this is going to be much easier just by measuring your own body. Put your hands next to your head, elbows toward the ceiling. Bring your elbows a little closer together. Now, leading with your chest, on your inhale, come up. Exhale, 1. Good for you. Isn't this easier? Exhale, 2. Extend. Inhale. Good for you. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring the chin into the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Wasn't that better? Yeah, well, that's because you got a cheap mat. You know, mats are like purses. You know, some people buy purses as investments. You buy a Louis Vuitton, it's a Louis Vuitton. You buy a dollar store mat, it's a dollar store mat. Buy a Louis Vuitton. That's what I say, okay? Put your hands next to your head, elbows toward the ceiling. On your inhale, lift back up. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring the chin in the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Good. Now bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug. Then bring your knees over to the left. Extend your right arm out, twisting. A little supine twist here. Try to keep the knees as high as the belly button. Good. Then come back to center, bring the knees into the chest, and then go to the other side. And breathe. Good. Then come back to center, bring the knees into the chest, give the knees a hug, bring the forehead toward the knees. Rock forward, rock back, rock forward, rock back. Come up to a seated position. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Flex your feet. So you're going to remain facing the mirrors. Lift the head and chest. So Tanika, face the mirrors. There you go. We're all going to face this way now. And then exhale, fold forward, hold onto the feet. So the back of the class gets to be the front of the class, and the front of the class gets to be the back of the class. Now, if you can't grab your feet, that's no problem. Just grab a belt. Use a belt. And belt is nothing more than a little arm lengthener, right? No need of struggling, right? Now, notice how that's easier there. So, you know, the Mayans, the Mesoamericans, they were so obsessed with time that they created calendars that predicted the movements of the solar system all the way to now. That's how obsessed with time they were. Egyptians obviously built pyramids aligned to stars to tell time. So we actually know where stars were aligned because of where the Egyptians put pyramids. Stonehenge, all about time. Tebeke Teple, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They know it's all about time. It's all about the solstices. On the inhale, lift the head and chest, and exhale, hands by the hips. Then incline plank or tabletop, your choice. Bring the hands behind you. If you're coming into tabletop, bend the knees. Incline plank, point the toes. On the inhale, lift up. But all of those traditions have actually informed the spiritual traditions up until what is like the New Age, where I believe that we're having a conflict with time. We want to incorporate it like the ancients, but we don't want to commit to it. Bring the chin into the chest and come down. And let's set up for shoulder stand. So if you're not coming into shoulder stand, you can also come into legs up the wall if you're near a wall, or you can also come into goddess if you're not coming into any more inversions today. If you're coming into shoulder stand, maybe set yourself up with a little blanket. And we like to use a blanket like this. So take the rolled edge. I'm going to come off your mat for a moment. So take the rolled edge of the blanket. Let's put it down about a quarter of a way. And then fold your mat over that. Now your head's going to go on the bamboo floor. Your shoulders are going to go right there. So you're not now pressing into your neck. Okay? And you don't want it too crunchy, like an unmade bed. You want a nice made up bed. So that's why we're going to put that rolled edge there. Okay? Now, look how nice that is. Head here, shoulders here. And then once you've laid down, bring your legs overhead. And so this is too much, and you're all in the wrong place here. So let's do it this way. Move down. And then fold over. Head here, shoulders here. And so Patanjali asked us to be in the now, to understand time at the present moment, not the time that we want to manipulate or that we would prefer to have because it makes us feel better, right? He's saying stay in the now. And the now is a connection to nature itself. You see, yogis were completely in sync with nature. They understood the rhythms of nature. Back in the good old days, people used to practice in nature, right? They didn't practice indoors like we do. You would practice on a nice mud floor, surrounded by a nice natural vista. I mean, how many of you would practice on mud? Right? You got to have your nice yoga mat, and your nice blankets, the nice yoga pants, the nice smelling yoga studio, nice clean floors. So we're disconnected from nature. Now that we're disconnected from nature, we're disconnected from time. And all of our celebrations that we celebrate are trying to get us in sync with time. Today is about time. Big celebration of getting back in touch with nature. Being in the Atta. But Patanjali says, don't just do it on Easter, don't just do it on Ramadan, don't just do it on Passover. The practice is daily. Every day, work to stay in the Atta. Stay in the present moment. That is your practice. Flex the feet, let the toes come overhead, let the toes touch the floor behind the head. Clasp the hands together in a fist and extend the arms away from you. Bend the knees, bring the knees alongside the ears. Hold on to the back of the knee joint, Karnapidasana. Close off your ears with your knees. That's why it's called ear pressure seat. And place the hands on the floor toward the mirrors and slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time until you come all the way down. Then lift the torso up and move your blanket off to the side. Lay down on your back. Little Matsyasana here, fish. Turn your palms to face upward, puff up the chest. Come onto the top of the head. And as you come onto the top of the head, allow yourself to totally relax the legs and lift the chest up, balancing on the top of the head, the elbows, and the pelvis. And breathe. And then press into the elbows, bring the chin into the chest. Slowly come down. And now let's set up for Shavasana, corpse seat. So if you'd like, you can put a blanket underneath your knees. You can place a blanket on top of you. You can place a blanket also underneath your head now. If you like that, that's okay to do now. You really didn't want to do that during shoulder stand, but it's nice to do that now. And lay down on the back. Turn the palms to face upward. Let the toes move away from each other. So now an external rotation of the thighs. Let the body become heavy. And as the body becomes heavy, relax at the pelvic floor. And let the breath just now breathe the body. And during Shavasana, I'm going to play some singing bowls for you to help you relax. Slowly start to deepen the breath. By means of the breath, start to make small movements with the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms overhead and stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. Bend the knees into the chest. Give the knees a hug. And gently roll over to the right side. And stay in a fetal position for a second. And then pressing the left palm into the floor in front of you, lift the torso up and come up to an upright position for meditation. So coming and sitting on blankets or blocks, establishing a seat that you can be steady in. Commit to that seat. And make sure that the shoulders are over the hips, the head is above the shoulders. So you don't want to be rounding forward, kind of like a question mark. You want to be an exclamation point. So standing up tall, close the eyes. And as you close the eyes, as you inhale, notice the breath as it enters the body. Notice how it's cool as it enters the body. And then as you exhale, notice how the breath is warm as it leaves the body. So Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras that for meditation to be practiced, there has to be breath awareness, pranayama. You don't have to employ ujjayi pranayama, but there should be this breath awareness. And start to draw the senses inward, letting my voice be the last thing that leaves, but you'll still hear things around you. You're just not going to get involved in them. You're going to focus on the breath and see the breath as the atta, the now, the moment that you're breathing in, the moment that you're exhaling out. And then start to focus the mind on just the breath. Watch the breath as it enters your body. Watch the breath as it leaves your body. And when the mind begins to wander, when the mind begins to talk, when the mind begins to chatter, trying to take you out of that atta of the breath, focus on the breath. Watch it. Observe it. And in the same respect, watch the mind. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Giving thanks and praise for the teachings of yoga, from the past, the present, and still teachings that are yet to be revealed. Om Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. Just a couple of quick announcements. On April the 23rd, enhance your spiritual practice with herbs with my friend Hector, who's an herbalist. That should be really cool. Then on the 29th and 30th of April, level 1 and 2 Reiki training with Brent Bevel. He's written about 6 books on Reiki and is also the program director at a mega institute. So he knows everybody in this yoga spiritual world. He's been around doing this for years. So I'm actually going to take that teacher training. Then in May the 6th through June the 11th, the 5-week, 75-hour Urban Sadhu Yoga Gateway teacher training will begin, and you still have time to sign up for that if you're considering it. We look at the Express class, and it's a really great introduction to the method and exploration if you want to be a yoga teacher, or if you just want to deepen your own practice, like understand like how we sequence things and why we're sequencing certain things in a way. It does lead into the 300-hour teacher training. So check those things out on the bulletin board. Have a beautiful rest of your holiday if you're celebrating a holiday. If not, have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Be love, be vegan, and I will see you next time. And all of the guests that came in from far away and back for the first time, it's so good to see you and have you here.